in the Chauvet caves in the south of France contains the world's earliest found cave paintings, and arguably the most extensive ones. Human storytelling has been thought to be originated from these cave paintings, which also accompanied themselves with some oral narratives. In fact, human beings have been able to learn from our ancestors through the use of stories in the form of cave paintings. We have what we call the Greek myths. We also have the Aesop fables, or in China, the shadow puppetry show, all of them containing information that's being transcended across generations, and we learn through them. Imagine how we learned about the history of our family tree, or the history of our brands or our companies. A lot of times what we remember are stories. The proliferation of TV, film, radio, or even podcast stories have enabled us to learn through stories, which is a very emotional tool. Storytelling is an important business tool because by utilizing a story to communicate, you're not trying to win your audience over. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring them into your narrative. You're trying to plant a picture in their mind for you and them to go through that incident, or for you and them to go through that narrative together. So it taps more than a context, it taps in the emotion of your audience. So imagine if you meet a company founder and he or she is very passionately sharing with you the humble beginnings of their company, where they had a small table, say in the garage at the back of their house, or they spoke to you about an economic challenging time where the bank refused a loan, for instance, and how they overcame hardship and became where the company is now. So stories like that give us a humanized factor to all the different types of business happenings. So in fact, it is an important tool to master, not only in a day-to-day communication, but also in a boardroom context. I oftentimes get asked, how do I communicate in a way that's individualized, unique, and also approachable? Well, storytelling is the answer. Stories are unique and they cannot be easily replicated by someone who hasn't been through that story or that interaction. So imagine if you were to build your storytelling skills, you would be moving away from the very transactional communication. That is communication that's being based on merely the words or a very superficial level of communication. Stories tap into emotions, they make connections, and they're more memorable. We all remember how we used to enjoy listening to stories or retelling stories as a kid. Are we able to do that as adults now? I think the answer is yes.